Hey. Welcome to another night of the KBBU Behind the Scenes. We are so excited for you to be here. Thank you so much. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and like and share and make sure that you set your notifications so that you never ever miss another episode of KBBU Behind the Scenes. If this is your first time watching us, welcome. We are so elated that you are here. Thank you for joining us. If you're wondering what we are all about, we are a business university, a actual school for business owners. That's right. Whether you are self-employed, whether you are a business owner from the perspective of having people who work within your organization, or if you are an independent contractor where you work for a company with your particular skill set, gifts, or talents, listen, we are here to teach you all about entrepreneurship. You might be wondering, well, who is this Michelle Green? Who is KB Michelle Green? Well, let me tell you a little something about myself. I have been a business owner since the age of 19, so I have over 30 plus years of experience in this field. I have been a full-time entrepreneur for over 15, 20 years. So listen, you are getting the cream of the crop. You're getting the best of the best. You are not just getting anybody just went into business for themselves, just thinking about, okay, all of the things that they're pulling from Chat GPT. No. You are getting the cream of the crop. You're getting the best of the best. You're getting the real deal. These are real life experiences that we talk about here in the KBBU Behind the Scenes. And you might be wondering, well, what exactly is the behind the scenes in the first place? Well, let me explain that as well. We have three courses at KBBU. Three courses, and the three courses are the associate certification, which we just started our actual class last night, and it was phenomenal. It was so amazing. It was so exciting too. And we have the bachelor certification as well as the VIP master certification. And these are three intense courses that teach you in detail about business, all things business. We have a curriculum outline that we go by. So if you're interested in the associates program, the associate certification is set up where you're going to go through about 5 months of a fast track level of business education. Then we have the bachelor's that's a little bit slower, but it's still detailed. It is so much more information that you gain from the bachelor certification, and that is a weekly certification. Yes, it's a weekly class that you come to, and you are able to learn all things business setup, business money, credit and funding, business security, business life and management, business marketing, media and sales. Listen, all things that you can think of as an entrepreneur about business. So business education and the bachelor certification. And then you get to further your education after you have completed the bachelor certification to go on to the VIP master certification. Now, the VIP master certification is a whole different arena because in the master certification, we talk about things real time and help you in your real time life business. It's not just education, it is the action pack of your day-to-day operations, your day-to-day journey as an entrepreneur. Whether, like I said, whether you're an independent contractor, whether you are self-employed, whether you are an actual business owner or an investor, we teach you from a whole different perspective as a coach, as a mentor, as someone that is going to hear you out while you're in the heat of the moment of dealing with your day-to-day operations of your company. So that's what we do in the VIP Masters class. There are daily business devotions. There are so many different people from all walks of life, from all types of businesses that are in each one of our classes. So listen, if you are interested, go ahead to the website right down below. That's www.kbbulllc.com. Get signed up for one of our courses because they are in action right now. They are in action. So listen, you don't want to miss out on any of them. Make sure that you communicate with us whenever whenever you are in one of those certifications, make sure that you are engaging, make sure that you are locked in, and you're not just going any and everywhere on YouTube just trying to find out information about a subject matter. Make sure that you're talking to us so that we can help you with our experience, with our education and business, and all of our other backgrounds that we have. Some of you know that I'm a financial advisor. Some of you know that I have a nonprofit organization. I also have a credit repair business, and we also have Kingdom Builders Business University. So you are getting, like I said before, the cream of the crop here at KBBU. Now, normally we have our coaches come on with me to share their perspective on the business education titles that we talk about every single Wednesday from 9:30 until we get done. And tonight we're going to go into just with me, KB Michelle Green. We're going to go into that, but you'll be seeing our coaches as we go forward. You'll be seeing our coaches come into some of these sessions as we get started going forward, because we have a new class that just started, like I said last night, and we have our upcoming classes that are also starting as well, the bachelor's and the VIP masters. So you are going to get a chance to see Mr. Preston Johnson. You're going to be able to see Dr. Tina Ramsey. You are also going to be able to see Dr. Mary Hancock. You're going to be able to see not doctor, I was going to say doctor, but Miss Doris Ross. You're going to be able to see Mr. Martino Bryce, aka Yoshi. You're going to be able to see Miss Sade Events, and our newest coach, you'll be able to see Mr. Aubrey Wise. Those are our 7 coaches. That's right, we have 7 coaches now that have come into the KBBU curriculum, went through the bachelor's courses, and are in the current VIP master's classes. Listen, and they have become a coach, an actual instructor for the company. And we are so excited for their journey and what they are doing here at KBBU. Listen, y'all make sure that y'all check them out separately from KBBU, because you'll be amazed at some of the things that they are bringing to the table here. Listen, they are the cream of the crop as well. They are the top of the line. So if you're looking for entrepreneurship, no matter what it is that you're doing, and you're trying to figure out how to manage it all, you need to get in our classes. You need to get in our classes and connect with our coaches, connect with their businesses. Yes, that's right. We promote their companies within KBBU, as we do with all of our students. So that's how we do things at KBBU. But let me be quiet, because I've talked a whole lot about a lot of things, and I know you want to get into this title, this topic that we are talking about tonight. Woo! Baby, let me tell you, tonight we are talking about the titles that we hold. Should your title be greater than your product or your service? Let's pause for a minute. Should your title be greater than your product or your service? All right, so let's marinate on that for a second. When we talk about being a business owner, when we talk about the journey of our life, the number one thing that makes us a business owner in most of our minds is the fact that we have a title. Our titles are CEOs, Chief Executive Officers. Our titles may be a founder. That means that we founded the organization. Our titles may be in the fact that we are a member of an organization. Maybe we are the chief operating officer. Maybe we are the president. We may call ourselves the president of our organization or the chairman of our organization. But when it comes to the title, your title should not be greater than your product or service. All right, let me go ahead and break that down a little bit more. So when we think about this title, most of the time we get caught up in just the position itself, but we do not connect the position, the title itself, with the performance. Ooh, Everybody getting quiet on me. Oh my goodness, you're getting quiet because I know that this is hitting you right there in the gut. I know it's hitting you in the stomach, okay? Because this is something that we all fail to really connect the dots to. We disconnect ourselves from the fact that we are CEOs or we're COOs or we're founders or we are owners of the organization or that we are in whatever title and position that we hold within an organization. Even if we are an employee and a business owner, we still get caught up in just the title itself without the actual performance. So, what are the duties that you are supposed to connect to that title to show that your performance is equal to the title? Oh my God. Here we are. Here we are. Okay. So let's think about it for a second. If your title were to go away, if your position of your title were to just be obsolete, what would the people that are obtaining services in your organization, what would they introduce you as? What position, like if there was no position, if there was no title, then how would they identify what it is that you're doing? How would they recognize your product or your service? See, this is something that we don't really get deep into. We just know that we are the CEOs, we're the COOs, we're the members, we're the founders, we're the presidents, we are the chairmen, we are whoever. But we get so caught up into that we don't recognize or realize that the title is way greater. It's way above the product or service that we are providing. It's way above our performance level in most cases. Now, I'm not saying that for every single person, but I am saying as a majority rule, as business owners, we do not even understand what the duties are that come with the title. What are the duties of a CEO? Why would we call ourselves a CEO versus a founder or an owner or something else, a president? Why would we describe ourselves as a position without understanding fully what are the responsibilities that go along with this title? Oh my goodness, I really want you to dive deeper into this. I want you to go deeper into your thought process about it and get into your feelings about it as well, because you need to be in your feelings, because this is a major problem as to why business owners are not successful. Business owners are having a problem with their companies, especially now that the economy is kind of going away, because they didn't realize that the people that they were connected to really did not see that we were living up to the actual duties of our title. We were not living up to the actual product or service that we even offer. What am I talking about? What is the respect level of your product or service? Do people really engage into love your product or service? Do they really want your product or service? Is it something that they just cannot live without? And if it is, then it should speak greater volume than your title. Some people may not even recognize you as your title if you are doing this in the equal manner of your title and your product or service performance. See, if you are actually working a product or service and these people who are your clientele are loving what it is that you are offering, are loving your product or service, they will forget that you are even the CEO. So how many of us, raise your hand, go ahead, raise your hand. I know I can't see you, but raise your hand if you are a person who your product or service is so good that the people forget that you are the owner. The people forget that you are the CEO. People forget that you are the person that put this whole thing together, that founded this whole idea outside of God giving it to you. Let me just acknowledge that. But you are the person that was chosen for that particular product or service. And it's so good, it's so excellently provided to the clientele that they forget that you are the CEO of your company, that they don't even concern themselves that much with the kind of respect to your position or title. They have more respect for the product or service that you're offering. Now, how many of us raised our hand honestly? Go ahead and put that in the chat. Go ahead and put in the chat whether you raise your hand or not. Because, see, this is the kind of way that we need to operate in business. Whether you are an independent contractor, whether you're self-employed, whether you're a business owner, whether you're an investor, it doesn't matter. What matters is your focal point on your product or service. How can we tell? Do your clients feel like that they have been seen and heard? Or do you constantly get a lot of complaints from the clientele? Does your clientele tell you all the time different ways in which they want the service or product to be improved upon? Are they feeling like they are safe with your product or service? Do they feel like you are confident even in offering your product or service? Do they feel like that they would be buying your product or service without you even making an offer to them? Are they looking you up to find you out no matter where you go, no matter what you're doing, and no matter what your title or position is? Or do they just completely forget about who you are the moment that you stop making an offer, the moment that you stop sending out those email marketings, the moment that you decide to go away from social media, the moment that you decide to leave the whole marketing and media and sales scene? Are you completely forgotten, or do they remember who you are and they're searching high and low to see where you have gone? Are they searching high and low for your product or service? See, this is an indicator that your clientele is on point by the way that they respond to your product or service, not through your title. See, anybody can have a title. Anybody can become an entrepreneur. Anybody can decide to open up a business and decide that they are going to be in business and they're going to do their thing and they're going to have a great product or service. But not everybody is actually doing what they need to do in order for their product or service to exceed their title. Not everybody is concerned about the well-being of what it is that they bring to the table. And that's why many of the entrepreneurs, many business owners, many self-employed entrepreneurs, many independent contractors fail at their gift, skill, and talent because they're not focused on what they are offering. They are focused on the position that they hold, and they feel like that they should have respect. Is that you? Are you feeling like you deserve respect where respect does not due? Because there is no performance, there is no duty, there is no excellency about your product or your service. Every time somebody calls you up, you don't answer the phone. Every time you have an appointment scheduled, you decide to skip the appointment. Every time that someone is trying to reach you, a new client, you're answering the phone, you're picking up. But after the time period goes by and they become an older client, they become an old client, meaning a client that has already obtained the actual sale of your product or service, then you don't have nothing else to do with them. Is that you? Is that the case? And if it is, then that's why the business is looking funny right now. Because see, time always tells when we are in a state of crisis or whenever we're in a state of lack, whenever there is a time period in our lives as business owners, especially where things just seem to be drying up, the money is not there, the service and products are there, but the people are not there to buy them. Whenever that is the case, the scenario, what the issue is that we have a problem with confusing our titles with our products or services. We are confusing them and not allowing the position to be equal to what it is that we are offering. We have this confusion around thinking that we are So important. We are so out there. We are in the social media limelight. People know our names. We have books, we have courses, we have coaching programs, we have internet viewing. We have people that by the millions that are watching us every day, and we assume that just because we have this title, just because we have this position, that we have the right to not perform the level of excellency in our products or services for our clients. And this is how we make money. But we feel like we don't have to live up to that service or that product. Come on, y'all. How many times have you made a promise that you didn't keep? How many times as a business owner are we out there deciding that we are going to say to the customer that we're going to deliver a product or service that we actually don't follow through with? See, that's what I'm talking about your title preceding your product or service. How many times have we not finished what it is that we started with our clients? How many times has it been where the product is on the table, where the clients have obtained the service, but then they feel a little bit, insecure about the fact that you may not have made them feel like they are secure with the product or service that you're providing. And anytime there is a slight hesitation with your clientele, you should be able to, number one, notice that client with the doubt that is in their mind. And you should be able to immediately address that insecurity with your client, with that product or service, so that they will feel safe and secure with your service or your product. See, when a customer is telling you all the time, like, I'm not really sure about this, I'm not really confident about what is going on with your product or service, if they have any kind of inkling of a doubt, then it's your responsibility as CEO, as whatever position or title that you hold, to live up to the duties of your product or service. Live up to those duties. Let's put on the weight of responsibility. Let's put on the weight of following through. Let's put on the weight of not just waiting until a customer feels doubt in their mind about your product or service, but let's go ahead and take on a proactive state of mind. A proactive state of mind means that you're going to get out in front of the product or service, and you're going to address every single doubt or insecurity, anything that is possibly going to be an objection for a client to obtain your products or services. See, we got to understand that these fancy titles, that these fancy positions that we hold mean nothing without the actual product or service. If there is no product or service, honey, sir, there is no business. And if there is no business, then why are we doing what we're doing as entrepreneurs in the first place? Like, I need somebody to tell me. I need you to say to me exactly why you are doing what you're doing if you are not concerned about what it is that you're offering and whether people are actually buying it based on the fact that you got this title, you got this duty. It's just like when you go to like a particular restaurant or any restaurant in particular, and you go into the restaurant and you see the manager, you see the person in the highest position just kind of standing around looking and watching all of the people that are beneath them in the position or title, anybody that they have under them doing all the work, but they are just sitting on the sideline not doing a thing. That is the example of your title preceding your product or service. If it's your business, if it is something that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into, then explain to me why you feel like that you don't have to live up to that title. Explain to me, why do we feel like that we're one and done? We do it once and we don't have to do anything after that. Or we hire a team of people to work within our organization, and then we're coming down hard on them because we are the ones that are not living up to our title. We are the ones that are not living up to our position. We are the ones that are deciding that we're going to hand over the responsibilities to somebody else to live up to for our own product or service. And then when it fails, we are pointing the finger at all of these people that they didn't fulfill the position, that they didn't fulfill the job, they didn't get the work done. But it's really and truthfully our fault. It's really and truthfully our fault because we are the ones that did not live up to the title that we have. As a CEO, a chief executive officer, it means that you hold a title, you hold a position of officer, someone who is running the office. You hold a position that you are the highest executive that's there. And when we think about an executive, what is an executive? But someone who is doing the work. Hello, somebody. Chief Executive Officer literally is a description saying that you are the one that is operating the office. You are the one that is the executive. You are the highest level of responsibility and duties that need to be performed on a chief level, on the highest level, on the highest tier. So stop walking around talking about, oh, you don't have to do those responsibilities anymore. You are not only responsible for the original basic bottom line, you are responsible for all of the things in between and at the top highest tier. So from the bottom, in the middle, and to the top is your responsibility if you're calling yourself a CEO, an owner, a founder, someone who is the one that's in charge, the one that they call boss. Then you should be performing just like the people at the restaurants who do take charge and not just sit around and look at all of the people that are working for them doing all the hard work. You should be involved in the work. What do you see that needs to be done in order to provide an excellent product or service for your customer? Don't just sit around and look at people that work for you. Let's make the whole organization equal in the responsibilities, in the duties, that as you elevate, as you go up with your title or your position, that you are doing more instead of less. Let's get down into the trenches. See, the reason why that I've been able to do what I've been able to do throughout the years is because I never allow my title to go and precede my responsibilities. I try my best to never get to a place where I'm CEO and I can choose to walk away at any point in time and do nothing. But just because I have that option doesn't mean that at every given moment that that's something that I need to do. It does not mean that I need to eliminate what my duties for my company is to relinquish all of the duties and rights to somebody else, especially if we're in the moment and where I can help out, where I can actually lead the way, where I can show them the drive, the passion, the desire that I had at the very beginning and throughout the middle and all the way to the end of my life, that I can show my employees, I can show my independent contractors, I can show my staff how to do the business excellently so that the product or service precedes my title. So that the people will forget, oh, Michelle is the CEO. Oh, people will not even remember that I'm the CEO. They will just think that, hey, I'm a worker. And that's how you run a successful business for a long period of time. If you're looking for longevity, or maybe you haven't even thought about it. Maybe you are not the kind of entrepreneur that has sat back and thought about how far do you really even want to take your business. See, it's one thing to just be a CEO, but it's a whole nother thing when you begin to allow your product or service and the responsibilities for that product or service to still be managed, to still be organized, to still be work by the original person that started the whole thing. And even if you didn't start the business, even if you are a COO, or maybe you were transferred into the position of CEO, it's still a responsibility level that you need to have, understanding the longevity of the company. The longevity of the company for every business owner should be that you are wanting your business to last for a lifetime. It should not be that you are thinking that short term, okay, well, I'm going to do this now so I can get paid. And then I'm not really concerned about how well the product or service is. I'm not concerned about any kind of responsibilities. And then wonder why businesses don't flourish, wondering why the people don't want to work for you, wondering why people don't want to stay buying your product or service. Why don't they want to stay buying your product or service? Because you have the wrong mentality. You think that your title deserves or commands respect without any responsibility. Well, I'm here to change your mindset about this altogether. Listen, it doesn't matter about how many cameras are in front of your face. It does not matter how long you have been in business. What matters is if your business has is going to be able to make it for the long haul. Is your business going to be able to make it for the long haul? Is the company giving you a title just because, or is your company giving you a title because you are truly the one to take your business or this company to the next tier, to the next level, being able to hand this business off to the next group of people that are going to run the organization based off of what they saw you as a CEO do in business? So, does your title precede your product or service? Does it? Tell me right now in the chat below. Does your business title precede your product or service? Listen, y'all, we got to change this. This cannot be something that we continue to do for our futures. Our businesses are our livelihood. A business is an asset. It's something that is supposed to hold so much value. So if your business is valuable within itself, every single business owner that opens up a company, they hold value. It is literally an asset. But are you in a state of a deficit? Are you in a state of a liability as your business? Is your business product or service constantly not being sold? Do people know who you are in relation to the responsibilities, the duties, the performance of your title? Or do they just know this is a product or service that I may or may not decide that I'm going to receive? And I can always go to the next person that's doing the same thing because they don't feel secure, because they don't feel that you are living up to your title, your responsibilities of your product or service. Listen, if you got some questions around this topic tonight, I want you to drop your questions below. I want you to tell me how you think about this product and service in relation to your title. I want you to share with me what your ideas, what your thoughts are. And listen, you can even give me a call at 855-522-8552, and we can discuss this about your particular business in detail. We can talk about what you think about this title versus this product or service that you're offering, and whether or not you should be doing all of the responsibilities that come along with being the boss. Okay? With being the one that's leading the company, with being the one with the higher title, with being the one that is doing the things that are supposed to be elevated and taking the company to the next level. I want to hear from you. I want to know what it is that you think about this subject matter. And listen, if you've learned something tonight from the Kingdom Builders Business University behind the scenes, then let me know what you've learned tonight, because I really enjoy talking about business. It's my livelihood. It's what I do every day in, eat, sleep, and drink business. And I love to talk to you about your particular ideas, the things that you have in mind, and the challenges that you're facing as an entrepreneur. So, listen, go ahead, connect with us at www.kbbullc.com and make sure that you get into one of our courses because we are serious about making sure that as a coach and mentor that you're receiving the top tier responsibilities and duties of our products and services. That's what we do here at KBBU. And listen, we are powered by the CTR Media Network. That is a network in over 140 countries. That is a streaming platform for podcasters, for TV show hosts. So if you are interested, listen, she is one of our coaches. The CTR Media Network owner is one of our coaches here at KBBU, Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. You need to get in touch with her, and you can do so by calling that number right there, 855-522-8552. She is actually listed on one of our extensions. So make sure that you call us, give us a call, contact us, and get in where you fit in. Okay? Until next Wednesday, thank you for watching. Share, like, tell a friend, and set those notifications so you never ever miss another episode of the Kingdom Builders Business University behind the scenes. Bye bye for now. Take care.